Hi, I'm Barry Zworestine, and this is my wife, Christina.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to be here.
Just to begin by saying that I'm a psychologist and combat veteran from the Rhodesian Bush War. I wrote a book, Which Way Is Your Claymore Facing?, in which this letter that I'm going to talk about now is actually in the book, and this is available as a free PDF from my website, which is www.barryzworestine.com. So that's BARRYZWORESTINE.com. Bit of the history. For the past 18 years, I've been working with veterans here in Australia and around the world. And I began to realize how challenging and how difficult it is for veterans, be they men or women, to actually talk about their experiences to their partners. And that this struggle to actually word the experience and word the feelings was actually beginning to create difficulties in relationships, and understandably so. So what I did many years ago was I wrote what I called the letter from a veteran to their partner or their children or whoever it may be. And what came to me recently was actually trying to do this on a video and creating a more alive and dynamic experience where all of you around the world would be able to sit with this video and the two of us and be a part of this process with your partner. What I'd suggest is listen to this first and then see if you feel comfortable bringing your partner into this, and that it actually can create a bridge into effective communication and healing. I've never done this with my wife before, and like most veterans, I am pretty reticent and resistant to going in this direction. But you know, if you want to heal, you've got to go where you don't want to go. So the letter, and I invite you to be a part of this process.
Okay.
You may want to get a hug or hold your partner's hands. I won't do that because I've got to turn the page.
We are holding hands.
We are holding hands,
Yeah.
yes. All right. I may be old, my body may not move as quickly, but at my core, I remain a warrior tested in combat. I remain a proud man who still believes in loyalty and who is willing to put my life aside for others. Many of us were taken in the prime of their youth. Some of these young boys, my friends, died in my arms. I have seen death and suffering at its worst. I will always grieve and feel the deep pain of loss. At times, I may even feel guilty around surviving, while so many did not. There are moments when I wake up screaming, when the smells and sounds of battle feel as if it were yesterday. There are times when I would give anything to have my best friend back, or be in the company of those that I loved and trusted. I know that it has not been easy living with me over all these years. You have struggled with my moods and depression. You have lived in fear of my anger and how quickly I react without thinking, whether it be at you or at our children. I have turned to alcohol to find peace and rest, but this has created its own nightmares for all of us. No matter what I have been through, I am beginning to understand that my responsibility is to find ways to express my pain and my trauma. I know that I brought the battlefield back into our home, and for this, I am sorry. For so much of my life, I could not separate war and civilian life. It felt as if my brain was still on the battlefield. The sound of a car backfiring became the enemy in contact with me. Hitting the ground may have been a joke to you and others, but to me it was life and death. Flashbacks felt so real, and every corner was a potential ambush. I know that insisting that I sit in restaurants with my back against the wall was difficult to understand, or that trying to talk to me in a shopping center when I was scanning everyone walking past was irritating. I know that at times you felt that after so many years, I should have just moved on. I wish it was that simple, and I was also desperate to move on. But every day was another day at war, of being vigilant, and of struggling with depression, stress, anxiety, grief, and trauma. For me, there has been no escape. My nights are full of nightmares, and my days find me wanting to escape to safety and silence. I have not given the best of myself to you all, and I have never rested well with this. I know that you have struggled with the bonds I still have with those I served, and that at times this has felt more connected than the bonds I have with you. I know you felt frustrated by my refusal to talk about that time of my life. It's not that I don't want to share, but I can't. There are things I have never talked about, and they haunt me every day of my life. These are memories that I do not even share with other veterans. But there are memories that I cannot share. But there are also memories that I cannot share with anyone who has not been there. In the past, I tried to talk to civilians, and their look in their eyes showed me how difficult and impossible it was for them to understand. I know my silence has hurt you, and for this I am sorry. It is not personal. I know you have said that you are willing to listen, and I have been grateful for this. However, these are stories that I cannot share with you, and I ask that you please understand. At times it feels that I have a room full of memories that I have locked away not only from myself but from others. They still impact on me, on my mood, my sleep, and my ability to connect with others. But I know and feel that my deepest fear is that if I were to begin to open this box, I would not be able to control what would come out. It's hard enough just dealing with the surface of this all. I will do whatever it takes to become a better partner, friend, and I know that the ways I have tried to deal with the memories and experiences have not always served me and others well. I'm willing to look at what I can do to heal and find more peace. Please, try not to judge or push me into change. It is hard enough for me to begin to open to my suffering, grief, and anger. You have a right to some understanding of the war that still lives inside me. There are some great books and articles that will help, and I'm happy to get these for you to read or even see someone with whom you can support, who can support you to understand. My moods have never been easy for you. There are times when, for no apparent reason, that I just feel on edge or I simply really feel down. Again, this is not personal. What I need is some time and space just to be alone to catch my breath. I am grateful for the years that you have stood by me and done your very best to support me, even when I behaved in ways that were difficult for you. They say that there is no such thing as an unwounded warrior. We were young then and we felt immortal. We never understood the price we were to pay for everything we did, for everything we saw and experienced. Age does not diminish the pain. Time does not diminish the pain. If anything, it has become more intense, but I am willing to change.
Thank you for sharing.
I hope that in some way, for those of you who will be watching and may share this, and feel free to share this around to others, that this in some ways can begin to open a door to understanding, to peace, both within yourself and between those you love and care for deeply. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being present.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
And thank you to my wife for her willingness to be a part of this process.
Thank you for the invitation to be here. Thank you.